Experimentation Elite Winter 2022 was last week. Did you go? Welcome to the Treachery of Data podcast, the companion podcast for the CRO Roundtable, a bite-sized chunk of content summarizing topics that we discussed last week at the Roundtable, which is slightly not true because I've been on vacation these last 2 weeks. So I've been totally disconnected. It was probably a bad idea to start a recurring weekly podcast and publish it the week before I went on vacation and then not do it for 2 weeks. But what's the progress, not perfection, right? So get the ball rolling on something and then keep it going. But it sounds like, Iqbal, you were able to keep the torch lit for the roundtable while I was out.
Yes.
And talked quite a bit, especially last week. Experimentation Elite was in London on the 8th last week. And you went, right?
I went. There was a couple of other people from the roundtable who went as well.
We had a couple regular attendees to the roundtable that you were able to meet up with in person.
Yes, that was for me the big thing, is like being able to see people in real life outside of the digital forum was pretty, and it's kind of like seeing people from, it's like it's like the Terminator thing where you see somebody's face and then in the background like a LinkedIn profile comes up, profile photo, when you're trying to match it and say, is it true? 98% match, and then you go, hey, you're XXX. So it was like that. It was really good to kind of like actually see people in the flesh.
I had the exact same experience at CXL Live back in October, where it's like, I know all of these people virtually. I've met maybe 3 or 4 of them in person at 1 or 2 other previous events, but by and large, I only know everybody digitally.
You feel weird like going up to them and talking to them as if you know them.
Yeah.
Hey, who are you again? I think I might have done that with a few people. I'm not entirely sure if I even introduced myself. I just assumed that we knew each other.
Was going to meet people the biggest reason that you went?
It was actually, yeah. There was a few, and I was really interested in the talks as well. But more specifically, it was kind of like, okay, there's a lot of people that I know on LinkedIn that I've met, that I know from the roundtable, that I know are going to that event. It's probably a good idea to go and actually get to see them in the flesh. Mm-hmm. So that was like a primary reason. And a very close second was the lineup.
That was exactly where I wanted to start here. What, other than people that you met, what were some of the more interesting topics or presentations that you went to?
It was a really, really diverse range of talks. Like, started off with meta-analysis of experiments with Stephen Pavlovich. User research with Emma Travis of Sphera. You know Emma?
I met her in person finally at CXL Live back in October.
And we had talks about, from a development perspective, like from rolling out experimentation across organization and how to involve developers. So Stuart Ehoff, Sandeep of Web Trends did a really interesting talk actually about how do you get real-time data, like with actual code, presenting code and stuff. Say, hey, do you know how to get this data about what the trends are, or what people are looking at, or how many people have been viewing this product, for example. So yeah, some actual code examples of that to make sites dynamic as to real time. There's a talk with Creative CX and Net-a-Porter Group, who basically were rolling out experimentation across the organization. There's Bavik's talk about analytics. There's Eden's talk was really interesting, like copywriting from a copywriting perspective. Divya, who's doing one about like again about rolling out experimentation across the world. Gabriella is about like mobile app implementation. Ton doing about like how to really go further, drive further into user needs, with customer requirements and customer sort of user behavior and customer purchase behavior with experiments. And Craig's was just like it's just this crazy sort of like map of where experimentation started and then just kind of culminated in like
How it started, how it's going.
how it started, how it's going was kind of like this really entertaining talk, and really like nicely capping off the day. But yeah, it was far ranging.
What were some super critical takeaways that you had? Or like what was maybe a piece of information that was super powerful for you, where it was like maybe a light bulb moment, or it was something where it's like, oh man, that's a really good nugget of information.
The light bulb moment was kind of a lot of the things that we read, like books and stuff that we read about marketing or
Mhm.
Facebook ads or whatever it is, like buyer behavior. Just any of those can be turned into a framework really easily. And I kind of saw some of these frameworks that I've read about, and it's like, hey, that's a really nice way to turn that thing into a framework. And it got me thinking, like, yeah, what else can I turn into a framework?
Explain what a framework is.
If you want to complete a given task or a specific, you want to get some specific output, you can, using a framework, you can just use it to go step by step.
It's a way to create a standardized process for
So
for
yeah,
doing a task so that it becomes repeatable. Um, and with it standardized, that also makes it scalable, because then you can show like other people how to do it in the exact same way that you want it done, and then possibly also as a means towards automation, where it's like, if this thing is done the same way every time, we can potentially apply, have software, write a script or have something do it automatically for us as a time saving mechanism.
and also just the terminology of framework, because I've been using processes and procedures, and I realized that was when I was applying that at Trainline, it was a bit of a hurdle for people to get like procedure. Oh no, that sounds really technical. I don't know about procedure. Process, I don't know. It just feels like too rigid. But framework feels much more friendlier.
A framework is meant to be a starting point guideline. It's not meant to be it's not necessarily meant to be a definitive, like, step by step process or set in stone of like, here's the exact way to do it. It's like, here's how I do it, or a basic approach to doing things. You can take this, incorporate it, and adjust it to suit your needs. Like, there's maybe steps in there that are unnecessary for you due to scale. Like, maybe the framework was designed for a 10-person agency or something, and so there's like stages where there's handoffs between people or something, but you're a one-man show, and so you don't need to do handoffs and things, so you can trim pieces off of that framework, or vice versa. It's something that was intended for one person to do, so you need to scale it up and add different bake points. Or maybe it's like a B2B framework, but you're B2C, so you need, like, it's meant to be adaptable as well.
Actually, as soon as I came back, I actually just updated, tweaked a lot of my frameworks, and just kind of like filled in so nice bits and pieces that I picked up from certain people.
Any
Yeah.
particular examples?
So the one key example is kind of like, so I use conversion levers, and the conversion levers that I use are kind of like stuff like relevance, clarity, distraction, friction.
We call those heuristics.
I've been seeing that even leading up to Experimentation Elite is using the five kind of like psychological principles of building sites, which is ability, motivation, certainty, trust, sort of those kind of things. So and the ones that I've been using are very, very specific whereas those are sort of like one step before. If you pick on something like motivation, so motivation would be like I would have value proposition, sort of like urgency.
Conversion lever or heuristic mapping.
Have the high level one as well to categorize them, which is really useful to have. And then it's a really, by doing that, it kind of makes it much easier to kind of like like you say, goal tree mapping. Just kind of go from the root and then kind of pick something below. So it actually does make it easier to apply those conversion levers to those different sort of areas. So there's stuff like that, and there's like, Tom's got like, it was a really nice way of breaking down, of figuring out an actual funnel, creating your own funnel based on what users interaction is like with your site. So if they aren't interacting at all, to if they are interacting a little bit, to they're interacting a high amount, to now they're interested in purchasing. So now they're interested in purchasing, can they go and purchase? So actually breaking those become the funnel instead of like your traditional pages.
That's a more advanced way of thinking about sites, right? There's no one single funnel.
Yeah, but he gave me lots of ideas about how to go, hey, this client has got this kind of thing. The funnel I can apply it in way X sort of way. So yeah, it's lots of different sort of nuggets of information and ideas and stuff that you go away, and you not necessarily implement things in exactly verbatim that they were told, but you could sprinkle there about your current processes and just tweak and sort of see how things are, how other people are doing it. And it was really interesting from that perspective.
Was there any one singular presentation or topic that really stood out to you?
I think just because Stephen kicked it off, he was really good. Like the two bookends were really strong, like Stephen and the opening and Craig at the closing. And as soon as like when Stephen started, he was like a bolt of caffeine, like through your veins, because the things that he was, because he was actually showing behind the scenes about how conversion, his company, do stuff, and actually based on their data, what it is they were seeing, like some interesting nuggets, like okay, tweaks versus big changes, what actually in their experience brings in the most revenue, and it was tweaks. So that was kind of like,
oh, interesting.
And really interesting stuff like that based on the meta analysis they got from loads and loads of experiments that they've run.
And we've discussed that before, like the importance of tracking that data so that you can run that kind of report.
Exactly. Yeah. And our and it was good that, like, because I think you and I might have talked about like the fact that tweaks have got a really bad rep in terms of tweaks means the size of the change equals the size of the sort of win.
There's not a direct correlation.
No direct correlation whatsoever. And this is something that we've been talking about a lot, isn't it?
Some of the most successful experiments I've ever run were like really small, simple changes where it was like the dev effort to make that change was maybe an hour's worth of work, and it had an exponentially greater ROI than the amount of effort that it took to make that change.
Yeah, I've got the same. And also, it's not even taking it aside, the ROI of it. If you just took small change versus big change, the some of the biggest wins came from the small changes, and even discounting like the fact that the time put into it, and then the big changes, it kind of very, very, very hit and miss sort of thing.
Something I've found in general there, because I don't also want to downplay the importance or the value of like making big changes.
Oh yeah.
One singular experiment isn't going to get you over the hump. It's the program as a whole that creates the value.
What's more important is the experimentation framework as a whole, and what direction are you taking the change? Are you continuously learning? Are you continuously taking risks?
Experimentation is more likely to prevent you from making bad decisions than it is to cause you to make good decisions. Really, it's more about like avoiding doing bad stuff.
That is a really valuable piece to it as well.
There's a poor perception there, because especially with like how CRO tools, experimentation tools have been sold, is like, oh, run tests and make more money.
Yeah.
Yes, as a side effect of the process, it's being mismarketed.
There's the other thing about risk as well, that the higher the risk you take, the higher the reward, and that's something that that Craig alluded to, and something that Stephen actually had some based on his subset of, like the data set that they've worked on. The more risky an experiment is, the higher the reward in general, the greater the number of experiment wins that come out of taking risks.
The event itself was held in London. For any of our folks that are in Europe or in the US listening to us, there's going to be different degrees of ease of access for attending. And I believe they do these like twice a year now, one in the spring, summer, and then one in winter ish. So, if it's not too much of a task to get to London, definitely recommend attending the Experimentation Elite Awards. It was well worth the cost of admission, at least in your opinion, because you actually went.
Yes, and I actually paid. So I didn't have a company pay for it because I'm a freelancer. I have to kind of pay for everything, but it was well worth the investment.
Even better if you can convince your company to pay for it.
If you guys are working for a company, then it's a no-brainer.
It's full disclosure. We're not getting paid to promote experimentation. We have no association with anybody running that event.
One other quote that stands out from Eden was kind of, good copywriting is invisible.
It's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. So that's so basically, and the learning there is to not underestimate the power of language and copy. So and also that the fact that language is there across everything. And she presented some screens where she took out the language, all the words, and it's just like screens, and it's just, that doesn't mean anything. The language supports the visuals, so it's kind of like, it's a key component, and shouldn't be ignored.
If a picture is worth 1,000 words, why do we need captions?
Yeah.
That's kind of her point, right?
Yeah.
Well, anything else you wanted to cover for the Experimentation Elite event?
No, I think it covered quite a bit. There's probably loads of stuff that I'm leaving out, but there really is kind of very, very jam-packed, very dense.
Who were some of the cool people that you actually got to meet in person?
So I got to meet Stu in person after being in the roundtable. Craig, got to meet Craig in person. Who else was it? Eden. Got to meet Eden. Got to meet. It was like Manuel as well. Manuel of Effective Experiments. Positive John. Got to meet him. But although I met him at the last Crap Talks as well. Andrea. Oh man, there's so many. Mike, there's somebody that I knew from channel from Trainline days. He went on to head up experimentation at Channel 4.
I'll link everybody's like profiles in the notes.
Tons of people. I actually put out like I can't remember all the names now, but I sent out a on the LinkedIn. I did like, here are all the people that is in 3 different sections, and it was like the more people I add, the more people I forgot that I didn't add.
It sounds like I might have to shell out for a transatlantic plane flight for next time.
Yeah, it'd be good. I think it'd be good to see, like, either I need to shell out for a transatlantic flight to one of the Spiro things, or or you over here, or maybe like both of us too.
There's some rumblings that they might do a CXL event in Europe sometime in 2023.
Yeah, it'd be it'd be if they do, then I'm definitely being.
It was only a 1-day event, right? So
Yeah.
it's pretty.
Yeah, so it's pretty jam packed, and so, but it still, it was and it was in a way that's a bit better, because you just go in and boom, in one day you get so much value out of it, and then you can get on with the rest of your life.
Anything else that you wanted to cover about it?
Nope, that's I think that's I'll sure I'll remember stuff in the middle of the night.
If you remember anything, we can always post it on LinkedIn or in Conversion World.
Speaking of which, where can you find us on LinkedIn?
You can always talk to me and Iqbal face-to-face at the CRO Roundtable. Every Friday, you can find us at conversionworld.co. There's an event section there where you can find the event invite to the weekly roundtable. Every Friday, people of all experience levels are welcome. It's open invitation. There's no presentations. It's just casual, almost happy hour weekly Friday chat about CRO stuff. If you're shy or you don't like speaking, you always connect with us on LinkedIn. Links to our profiles will be in the show notes. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.